Have you ever looked around and wondered why some of the smartest people you know are just terrible with money? We're always told that finance is this hard science, right? A world of spreadsheets and complex formulas. But what if I told you the real key to building wealth has almost nothing to do with how smart you are and everything to do with how you act? So let's dive into the core ideas of Morgan Housel's amazing book, The Psychology of Money, and see what we can figure out. Now, this isn't a riddle. It's a real life paradox that sits right at the heart of this book, and it forces you to question everything you think you know about financial success. I mean, how is it even possible that someone with a zero formal training can totally outperform an industry expert? The answer, it turns out, isn't in their IQ. It's in their psychology. So let me introduce you to Ronald Reed and Richard Fuscone. Ronald Reed was a janitor. He quietly saved what little he could. He put it into good, solid blue chip stocks, and then he just waited for decades. Richard Fuscone, on the other hand, was a top finance exec with a Harvard education. He lived this life of extreme luxury, all of it fueled by massive debt. Well, when the 2008 crisis hit, his whole high-risk lifestyle just imploded. See, one of them understood behavior, the other only understood spreadsheets. And this, right here, is the central idea of the whole book. Your relationship with greed and fear, your patience, your ability to just know when enough is enough, these things are so much more powerful than any textbook formula. It's a soft skill, not a hard science. So let's break down a few of the key principles. All right, first up is principle number 1. And this is all about understanding your personal money story and realizing just how completely unique it is to you. I love this idea because it just builds so much empathy. You might see someone buying lottery tickets and think, what an irrational waste of money. But for someone who grew up with very limited opportunities, that ticket might feel like their only real shot at a dream. Their decision is perfectly logical inside the context of their life story. No one is crazy. And you can really see how this plays out across different generations. I mean, think about it. If you grew up during the Great Depression, your idea of financial risk is going to be fundamentally different from someone who came of age during the dot-com boom of the 90s. That personal experience literally shapes your financial DNA for the rest of your life. So if everybody's story is so different, how do some people manage to succeed when others don't? Well, that brings us to our second principle. Understanding the huge, critical difference between getting rich and staying rich. They're not the same thing. This quote, of course, is about the master himself, Warren Buffett. Now, we all know he's a brilliant investor, but Housel argues that his real superpower isn't just picking stocks. It's his longevity. It's the fact that he's been investing consistently since he was a little kid, allowing that powerful force of compounding to just work its magic over an incredibly long time. So what do you think this number represents? 99.9%. Just take a guess. This one single statistic completely reframes Warren Buffett's entire story and reveals the true source of his incredible wealth. Can you believe that? Almost his entire fortune was accumulated after he was old enough to get Social Security benefits. That is the mind-bending power of compounding. It's not about getting these huge, flashy, overnight returns. It's about getting pretty good returns that you can sustain for an uninterrupted, very, very long period of time. Time is the secret ingredient. And that really gets at the two different mindsets you need. Getting wealthy often takes optimism. It takes taking risks. But staying wealthy? That's a whole different game. That takes humility. It takes a bit of frugality, and honestly, a healthy dose of paranoia, a deep understanding that everything you've gained can be lost just as fast. You have to switch your strategy from offense to defense. This right here is the key to financial survival. It's all about building in a margin for error. You have to be financially unbreakable so you can stick around long enough for compounding to work. You've got to survive the bad times so you can be there to enjoy the good times. Okay, so for our third and final principle, let's totally redefine what we're even aiming for here. We tend to mix up the ideas of being rich and being wealthy, but trust me, they are fundamentally different things. Being rich is what you can see. It's a high income that gets immediately converted into stuff. The Lamborghini, the designer clothes, the huge vacations. It's loud, it's visible, and it's all about spending money to show people you have money. Wealth, on the other hand, well, it's silent. It's hidden. It's the money that you haven't spent. It's the stocks in your portfolio, the cash in your savings account. Wealth is what gives you options. It gives you flexibility and freedom. It's quiet power. This one simple phrase just captures the whole idea perfectly. The person who looks the richest in the room might actually be drowning in debt, while the truly wealthy person could be the one you'd never even notice. Their wealth is working for them, quietly, behind the scenes. So this brings us to what Housel calls the man in the car paradox. It goes like this. We think that having expensive stuff will make other people respect and admire us, but when we actually see someone else with that stuff, say a guy in a Ferrari, we don't admire him. We just use his car as a yardstick for what we want for ourselves. It's a total trap, and understanding this paradox can save you from a lifetime of chasing a goal that doesn't actually work. So after all this, what's the ultimate point? If it's not about having the fanciest car or the biggest house, then what is the real goal of building wealth in the first place?
This is it. This is the whole thing. The greatest benefit of wealth isn't luxury goods, it's autonomy. It's the ability to wake up every single morning and say, I can do whatever I want today. It's being able to take a sick day without worrying about money. It's retiring when you want to, not when you have to. It's the freedom to control your own life. That is the true return on your savings. That's the highest dividend.
And that really leaves us with the most important question of all. You have to ask yourself, what game are you actually playing? Are you playing the short-term game of trying to look rich, maybe influenced by people with totally different goals than you? Or are you playing the long game, the game of building true wealth, that quiet, unseen power to live life completely on your own terms? Understanding that difference, well, that's the first and most important step